Thanks, Wes, for the introduction. So after more than a year of hard work, so we're really pleased to announce officially announced that the UseGalaxy Canada is now in production, and it's running on a physical infrastructure provided and managed by Calcul Quebec and the DRAC. So for those of you who are not familiar with Galaxy, so it's a free, open source, easy to use platform for data analysis, workflow management, visualization, and sharing. So in other words, it enables accessible, reproducible, and collaborative science, like following the FAIR principles. So the Galaxy project started in 2005. It is community-driven since 2015, and nowadays it contains more than 9.5 thousand of curated tools. It supports more than 400 types of input data and more than 50 types of inbuilt visualizations. It was originally designed for life sciences, but it's becoming domain agnostic with tools that are more specialized in astronomy, and imaging, and material physics. In addition to its intuitive interface, it also allows the API. I mean, it's compatible with APIs and bindings to interoperate with command line codes. It can be installed locally or accessed via hundreds of public and private instances, including a specialized project like the Human Atlas and also the Vertebrate project. So there's the federation with the UseGalaxy Star that is a coordinated major installations. It is leveraging high performance and cloud computing, mainly in academic. It collectively supporting more than 500,000 users nowadays and processing more than 2 million jobs monthly. So it's a lot of compute. So in addition, in one of the important points, it has a large and vibrant global community of dedicated developers, maintainers, and trainers, including more than 400 tutorials. And based on my own experience, so using Galaxy to train undergrad students to introduce to the bioinformatics is really a great way to use and to learn how to analyze really genomic data with complex workflows and pipelines. So in terms of interface, so the way you use it basically, so you have in the left the tools that are grouped. So you can search for the groups with terms in the names or in descriptions, and all the tools are grouped there by type of actions or domain. So the central panel is used to display parameters of the tools or dataset information, while to the left you have all the information about the history, so all the files that were imported or generated through the different steps of the analysis. And the name, so there's by default names that allows to really easily follow what are the steps, what was the input data, and what is the output data as well. You can easily create new histories for different projects or different type of analysis you would like to conduct. So the central panel can also be used to visualize the content of some of the data, including data that are compressed or binary, such as BAM files and stuff like that. So in addition, as I mentioned, there's also this workflow functionality where you can not only visualize it has like a map of the different steps of the pipelines, but you can also create or modify existing pipelines or workflows that are called within the Galaxy. And you also have all the parameters and the files on the right-hand side. So there, you can also generate interactive visualization from the different tools, and you can also easily create a URL that you can simply share with collaborators, and these URLs will point to all the input files, the workflow, the parameters, the version of the tools that were used, and so on. So it's really convenient. I will now pass to Carole Gauthier, which is a project manager of the UseGalaxy, that will more explain on the technical details and the implementations that we did for our Galaxy instance.
Thanks, Pierre-Étienne, for letting me for having this opportunity to talk to you. So it's the bioinformatics and biology part. So we are at the I'm employee at the Centre de Calcul Scientifique. So in these projects, like before it was called GenApp. So we used to have the users instantiate Galaxy's instance in their private environment, and now I'm happy to lead the team for UseGalaxy, which is a different approach. So I guess you can start to click and see what is there. So the difference here between the Galaxy and UseGalaxy is really that the UseGalaxies, it's an effort. These are huge huge big installations. They are backed by clusters, lots of storage, a team that will be there to manage the tools. And everything surrounding backups and everything. So these are major managed installation that so users just have to log in and use what they need. If they have a question or need something, they request it through the help desk and a lot of support there. Yeah. So there are, of course, it's the one in the usegalaxy.org is from the US. They are the one who started the development in Europe. And Australia. These are the three major ones, and smaller ones are starting to appear. Um, what is really important here is this effort is really a common effort. So there's a set of installation tools, we call it Ansible playbooks, that are put together. So uh, they all installed in the same way, and there's a lot of collaboration between these big teams. So here in Canada, we a few couple of years ago we were looking at changing gears in our approach and go for that in that direction, because that's the way really internationally is going. And so we started to work on this, and now we are Pierre-Étienne said, we are in production. Um, so what I want to mention here a little something about, like, okay, here's a you have UseGalaxy. What is it? It's just a portal. Each site it's backed by a cluster of resources, but also within Galaxy, the developers they assemble and develop technologies that help them take advantage of distributed resources, and it's called pulsars. So, for example, in Europe, many countries would have different data centers that can contribute to the power of the UseGalaxy. And a pulsar is simply a node, a piece of software that can pull information, that can pull jobs from to be run from the UseGalaxy, and then crunch it with whatever resources is behind, and then push back the results to the UseGalaxy, and the user basically doesn't see anything from that happening. And to help that, there's a meta scheduler within UseGalaxy that will route the jobs according to lots of requirements. And that could be the tools requirements, memory, you need GPU, whatever. Or it could be like that a pulsar or certain resources is reserved to a certain groups or certain users. So lots of attributes can be set, and this makes it a very powerful meta scheduler. Um, so with that being said, in Canada, so we started to implement the our UseGalaxy, and it sits right now. What you see on the left, it's what is implemented. It sits on the Beluga cloud here, really not far down the road. I don't know where is the road, but it's really not far from here. And so we have like different parts in this. I won't go into the details, but the portal, database, job management, and a bunch of nodes for computation, and all this has backup and everything. What you see on the right is like the future development. We don't have Pulsar yet, but we still have resources, our group on the Arbitrus Cloud at the other end of the country in Victoria. We want to implement a Pulsar there, and we have applied for a project that we could, with this, like launch on-demand Pulsar that would be run on commercial or community cloud. So this is with the Digital Research Alliance of Canada. Okay, I guess I'm still having some time. So was some specificity of our installation. We made some choice. We had the actually the luxury of arriving late in the project, and a lot of people have done a lot of work before, and so it helped us make the right choice at the beginning and not have to live with an heavy legacy. So one of them is like mandatory SSO through a CR logon. So we ask user to use their own institution login, and so that works really well. And so the most, I think there are 10,000 institutions across the world that are covered. If that doesn't work, they can use Google as well. And but yeah, so that's one thing. The jobs are run in containers. So what it means is like the they have there was an effort to really containerize all the tools within Galaxy. So anything that appears on Bioconda and then Bio containers are like contained within like Docker or Singularity, and we chose to support only that because our team is pretty limited in that. Running only containers really allow us to cut on the maintenance time it requires. But yet 98% of the tools are actually containerized nowadays. We have around 500 cores on the resource right now, 3 terabytes of RAM total. Not a lot of storage, but that can grow in the future. We decided to give a 500 gigs default storage allocation to start with for Canadian researchers. International academic researchers get 250, and if you come from Google, then you can try it. Or if you, I have some situations like people are not from institute or from hospital, they don't have the academic login. So, and if we can vet that, okay, they're from the right place, we can give them the right allocation. That's no problem. We're flexible. Uh, so it's all backed up on the Calcul Quebec tape archive. And yes, we're in Quebec, so we're going to have a French version of all the public pages of our site. Then, importantly, like the team we've put together, Pierre-Étienne, myself, project manager, very important. Jonathan Lapelle is an excellent lead, he's our lead developer there. We added Atta from the Victor University of San Francisco, SFU, and Tanista, she's the chair of the bioinformatic teams at the Alliance. So with her, we will be able to cover the user support more, having the bioinformatician help. And so yeah, and we have Michel Barrette, one of our sysadmin at the Centre de Calcul, and importantly, we have David Moret, which is a former member of our team, and led the way actually to that UseGalaxy.ca project. So it's important to notice that. I'm good on time. Okay. Well, questions?
So this is a great opportunity now to come to the front and ask some questions. If you have a question for Carole Gauthier or for Pierre-Étienne.
Hello, congrats on getting this started. If I go to the UseGalaxy.ca page on my phone, basically, and I don't have an institutional address, it tells me that I can't log in.
Okay.
It says,
Good start.
I know you, so I can contact you. but basically, I know the usegalaxy.org site, you can do stuff. You're limited, but you have the whole array of visuals. You sort of know why you want to get an account. You sort of get the incentive. Here, you sort of lose that, no?
I mean, yeah, I know the other ones. They allow for people to start to use the account. That's Okay, this choice, like, of course, the login page is not perfect right now. I think we're working with them so that if you can't log in, like, we to have the proper feedback. But the choice of not having like the anonymous user do something is really a resource was. It's a security one. It's like, because you're open to the universe. Anybody can do things that will become actually a no-go in the future. But so we want to. This is an aspect, but yeah, I understand that.
But I think if you want the community to engage, I think you can talk to Anton and the UseGalaxy.org people and tell them how often, what kind of prompts do they get from people doing bad things to them, and I'm sure they tell you.
Yeah.
It takes a whole lot of time to a couple of guys over there. I know they are. Yeah, it takes a lot of time to scrutinize the login. Yeah, it takes a.
recommendation from them to basically go
A suggestion to you guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
But it's still open for like anybody with a Google account or a kid can also access.
Yeah.
Salut les gars.
Salut.
C'est le fun de voir le progrès. Une question sur les workflows. Je me demandais si le framework de workflow de UseGalaxy était different from everything else, or is there possibility at some point in the future that like Nextflow, NF-Core type of workflow could be incorporated in this beyond just the individual tool? I mean, it's more a question for main Galaxy than just you guys, but I'm just wondering.
I think their effort in trying to read the CWL, other workflow, in as long as they use the same set of tools and like the known set of tools. But I think there are efforts in trying to understand other workflow language. Hello, David.
Hello. So just one quick question. Can you comment a bit on the kind of setup you can offer to, like, I don't know, academia setting who wants to organize workshops using your Galaxy environment?
Oh, yeah. And as the onboarding training partner, yes, I want to echo that.
Okay, that you second that question. Okay, good. Yeah. Oh, well, that is that's very easy. I just had 30 users coming in from University of Ottawa last week. You just instruct them how to use. They log in and you do your thing. Pierre-Étienne is doing it every session basically. Use Galaxy to do his training. So that's easy. It's very easy.
Class environment so that you could get an instructor could give you 30 names and 30 email addresses and you can set up.
But well, with the yeah.
I mean, just finish. And also,
Sorry.
one of the things I used to do when I used to use Galaxy is I used to email them and tell them, I'm going to have 30 kids hitting your system at this time. Is it going to be okay?
Yeah. Okay. Actually, right now it's no need to do that. Again, we have plenty of resources, but that's good. But since we're using the CI logon, I think they are registered at the university. You don't have anything to do. You just tell them to go, and you don't have any steps to.
So what's the maximum users?
So just in production, just starting. So
Yeah, 30, 40.
40. So that's
Yeah.
the maximum you see. And you're
About-
at 5%, 10%?
Yeah, not even. I think it's
You're in the low.
we have plenty of room.
A big round of